Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today we have Sports News episode 54. So we'll be covering news from the NBA, MLB, college football, and the NFL. So to start off with the NBA, Marc Gasol has been traded from the Lakers to the Grizzlies. However, the Grizzlies plan to waive Marc Gasol. So don't expect to see Gasol in a Grizzlies jersey this season. The Rockets and John Wall are going to part ways. The Rockets are working on trading John Wall. The Nuggets and forward Aaron Gordon agreed to a 4-year, $90 million contract extension. And for the upcoming season, the Toronto Raptors will play their home games in Toronto after being approved by the Canadian government. Let's go over to the MLB news. So, the Giants became the first team to clinch a playoff berth. The Yankees are moving Gleyber Torres back to second base after having 18 errors in 108 games this season, and that is the third most at the shortstop position throughout the entire MLB, behind Bo Bichette, who has the most, and Javier Baez, who has the second most. Max Scherzer almost throws a perfect game with 7 1/3 perfect innings. In this start, he also got his 3,000th career strikeout, as well as his third career immaculate inning. And an immaculate inning is when you strike out the side on 9 pitches. Padres starting pitcher Blake Snell left his start against the Dodgers after 11 pitches with left abductor tightness. And this is not a good sign for Snell because he was just starting to get back on track after having a rough first half of the season. And he's had some very good starts consecutively, and it's not a good sign now he's got a shoulder problem. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. can potentially win the AL Triple Crown, which would mean you lead the league, the AL, like EuroLeague, like either AL or NL, in this case would be the American League, in average, home runs, and RBIs. So, Vlad currently leads with a .319 batting average. He leads the league with 45 home runs, passing Ohtani with a home run tonight, and is tied for third in the American League with 102 RBIs. The leader has 107. So, could Vlad do it? He very well can. Do I think he will? So, as long as Ohtani doesn't keep hitting home runs like he was in the first half, I think he will. So, for me, the part that concerns me about Vlad Jr. getting the Triple Crown is the home runs with Ohtani. But otherwise, I think he'll lead the league in both average and RBIs. So, if he can lead the league in home runs, then I think he'll get the Triple Crown. And the best teams in the MLB, the Giants at 94-50, the only team to have clinched a playoff spot. The Dodgers, 92-53. And the Rays 89-55. The worst teams, the Pirates 52-91. The Diamondbacks 47-97, and the Orioles 46-96. Over to the NFL. So, I'm not going to be doing a Week 1 recap. That will be in its own separate video, which we posted today, like Tuesday the 14th of September. So make sure you go check that video out after you finish watching this one. So we're just going to be going over injuries, injury updates, stuff like that. So, Washington football team Ryan Fitzpatrick is out for the next 6 to 8 weeks with a hip injury. He was placed on the injured reserve by the team. Lions cornerback Jeff Okudah, the third overall pick of the draft 2 years ago, will miss the rest of the season with a ruptured Achilles tendon. 49ers running back Raheem Mostert is out for the season with a knee injury. Originally, everyone thought he would be out for 8 weeks, but he's now going to miss the entire season after electing knee surgery. Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy has a high ankle sprain and will be out about 4 to 6 weeks. Saints and cornerback Marshawn Lattimore agreed to a 5-year, $97.6 million contract extension, which guarantees him $68.3 million, which makes him the highest paid cornerback. And Lattimore now has a thumb injury and is considered week to week. And a cool feat that happened this week is every quarterback taken in the first round of the NFL draft has scored their first NFL touchdown. And college football, USC fires their coach, seeking a change in leadership. That comes after they were upset 42-28 by Stanford. And in this game, USC's kicker got ejected for targeting on the first play of the game, so the opening kickoff, and USC's without their kicker. Alabama just beats Mercer 48-14. Georgia rolls over UAB 56-7. Oregon upsets Ohio State in probably one of the best games of the week, 35-28. CJ Verdell had 20 carries for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, and he also had 1 receiving touchdown, so a very strong game for CJ Verdell. And CJ Stroud threw an interception to seal the game for Oregon. Texas A&M avoided an upset against Colorado with a late touchdown for the 10-7 win. However, in this game, starting quarterback Haynes King left with a fractured leg, so not a good sign for Texas A&M. Oklahoma stomps Western Carolina 76-0. Clemson beats South Carolina State 42-3. And Iowa beats Iowa State for their 6th win in a row over Iowa State with a score of 27-17. And Iowa State quarterback Brock Purdy has 3 interceptions in the game. And Notre Dame holds off Toledo. Another game Notre Dame played that should have been not as close. The first game coming in week 1 against Florida State. So now this is back-to-back losses by teams. Back-to-back wins by 3 points that Notre Dame should have beaten by multiple possessions. So they beat Toledo 32-29, and they had freshman quarterback Tyler Bunkner come in to play the second half because starting quarterback Jack Cohen was not having a good first half and the offense needed a spark. However, Cohen did come back in for the final drive, and on that drive, he dislocated his finger, ran over to the sideline, the trainer popped his finger back in, and then he threw a game-winning touchdown pass. More college football stuff. BYU upsets Utah 26-17. Auburn beats Alabama State 62-0. And in the latest AP poll rankings in the top 10, the top 10 consists of Alabama at 1, Georgia at 2, Oklahoma at 3. Oregon moves up to 4 after their upset win. Iowa moves up to 5 after their win over Iowa State. Clemson at 6, Texas A&M falls to 7, Cincinnati at 8, Ohio State falls to 9, and Penn State to 10. Notre Dame has fallen out of the top 10 after two close losses to teams they should have easily beat. 2 very close wins on teams they should have easily beaten. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And make sure to check out my NFL Week 1 recap. My NFL Week 1 recap video. and I will see you Thursday afternoon for my Week 2 NFL predictions.